What is the Ba? The Ba in ancient Kemetic beliefs represented the soul, was usually depicted as a bird with the head of the individual. The Ba is believed to be able to flit between both the world of the dead and the world of the living if one knew the proper power words or spells, which again is thought brought to life by spoken word. The Ba itself is only one of 9 important components that we would use to define a human soul or existence or being. And again, the importance of the sacred number 9 rears its pretty head. 9 again being the number of completion, and specifically in the line of this mythology, going back to the Ogdoad pairs who came together as 8 to create Atum, him being the 9th. And from that came existence, and life itself was created. Ra would go on to sire 8 other deities, and they would join him in creating another 9 that we would call the Ennead, or the Great Ennead. And that 9 consisted of Atum, but of course Shu and Tefntu, Geb and Nut, Ausra and Auset, and of course Seth and Nepthys. So 9 would also be a very important representation for the soul or the human existence. The first component is the Khet, which is your physical form, which was important as a housing for the other components. And this is why mummification was seen as essential in gaining access to the afterlife or being renewed in this life. The Sa, or spiritual body, was the spiritual representation form. And this spiritual body is able to interact with entities from various afterlives or various types of entities. And the Sa, even past death, could manifest in this plane, and we typically see them as angry spirits. The Ib is the heart, which in this belief system is seen as the center for emotions, and it is formed from one drop of the mother's blood during conception. It was thought that the heart ultimately would be examined by Anubis and the deity Ma'at during the weighing of the heart ceremonies. And in this ritual, if the heart weighed more than the feather of Ma'at, which was truth, it was immediately consumed by Amit, and the soul became eternally restless. The Ka is the essential essence, or the spark of life that literally comes from the universe itself. It is the part of all of us that is ultimately divine and ultimately immortal. The shadow is a silhouette, and it is always existence, and it is again, very commonly a shade of a person, yet containing some of their representation. The Sekhem is considered to be the life force, and this is what exists in the afterlife after all judgment has been passed. Ren is a person's given name. It is seen as the ultimate sum of the person's identity, including experiences and knowledge. Whereas the Ak is the intellect of a person, and it is associated with thought, and is thus a divine aspect because of its association with creation itself and the manipulation of what we would call Heka, or magic. The Ba itself is the most unique aspect of a person. This is the part that makes us all different. It is shaped by many other components, including the Ak, or intellect, the heart and its emotions, the Ka and its vital essence, and its life force. When a person suffers a mortal death, the Ka leaves the body, and it was important to have ceremonies such as the opening of the mouth ceremony, which had its goal of freeing the Ba and its other components to join the Ka in the afterlife. And the ancient Kemites believed that the afterlife was similar to this life. As above, so below is a phrase that captures that. And the Ba and the Ka would ultimately create a new entity to replace the physical one that had met its mortal time. And thus, the Ka and Ba and those elements, including the name, the intellect, the personality, continue on into the afterlife.